Okay, yesterday we officially wrapped up chemical and physical weathering. So basically, out of the weathering, erosion, and deposition chapter, we finished weathering yesterday. So as one last summary, I want to fill out the similarities between chemical and physical weathering and the difference between physical and chemical weathering. So I'm going to give you guys like 3 minutes to try and get as many similarities as you can for chemical and physical weathering, and then list some differences. So like I said, this is basically it. This is a summary for weathering right here. So go ahead and do that now. Okay. All right, so we are on, again, page 6. We're trying to find some similarities between weathering and some differences between the two types of weathering. I always tell my students with the similarities, let's not overthink it. You want some? You're acting like
No,
you feel.
I don't, making sure.
Yeah, no. Make sure you take that. Okay.
Oh, really?
Like that.
I was gonna wait till you start shotgun.
No,
Oh, really?
because it's still class time here. We should end early and you can put it in. Let's not overthink the similarities. And you can go through and you can list the differences. All right, let's give this a whirl. What was the most basic similarity? They both changed the rock. What's that called? Huh? They both break down. I'm actually going with they're both weathering. They're both weathering, which means they break down or change the rock. You guys all overthought it. I thought that was going to be the only thing you guys told me they were similar about. Such good thinkers. What else is a similarity between the two of them? They need a moist environment. So I'm just gonna go with they need water, or they need a moist climate, something, either one of those works. Anybody else find another similarity? Is that a no?
Yeah.
To be honest, that's similarities I got right there. So they both break down rocks. That's the one thing, and we did add it yesterday when we were doing chemical weathering. I did say they break down the rocks by changing chemical composition. Sometimes people forget that they still break down the rocks, even if they are changing the composition. So on that note, what did you guys think was the biggest, like, number one difference? Okay, so you went with the climate type. Okay, that works. Anybody else have a different? Yeah. Yep, it doesn't matter which one you put first, but to be honest and to put my opinion onto you guys, I think that's the most important difference. Is physical weathering does not change the composition. And while chemical does change the chemical composition. I personally feel like that's the most important difference. But it doesn't matter which is the most important, but that is something that you absolutely need to know the difference. And then just like Sarah said, the other huge difference that you have to know is that physical happens in cold, moist climates the best. And chemical is warm and moist, isn't it? So again, I do just want to reiterate, I know I've said this a couple times, just because we keep putting cold and moist for physical, keep in mind it still happens. There are physical weathering that still happens in warm climates as well, but the most physical weathering, sorry, I got really shocked there. Physical weathering happens the most in cold, moist climates. What's another huge difference? Yeah, the types, which I think we wrote the definitions on the first and second page, and then again here. So I think as long as we just list them, we don't need to go into detail on this page again, but you do need to know what they mean. So give me cross dredging, root action or pry, either one. Oh boy. Thank you. Abrasion, and what's the fourth and final one?
I did tell her, but she didn't care.
She did. I did care. I mean, I didn't throw a party, but I did care. One thing, so like I said, I don't feel like we need to write them again, but would you be able to describe all four of these types? Or if they described them in a question, would you be able to tell me it's physical weathering and what the name of that type is?
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you right now, you have to know that. So that is, you do need to know the different types and what they are, even though we're not writing them here. And then there were only 3 types over here. What do you got?
Oxidation, carbonation, and hydration.
Adation, carbonation, and hydration. Yep, they're all Asian. We're gonna skip the conclusion. I know I really should do this conclusion with you, but we're skipping it. You think they're more different? All right, let's do it. Who else thinks they're more different like Zach does? Okay, can you defend your answer? Carter, can you defend your answer? Or did you pick it because Zach picked it?
Huh?
Why do you think they're more different, Carter?
They got more things and different things somewhere.
Oh, that's a cop-out answer. Why are they more different? You wanna try this one? You're gonna redeem his answer? Okay, give me a different one. Okay, more different because they changed composition. Did the rest of you think they were more similar? Not to say that's wrong. I know my tone of voice might have just implied it was. You didn't raise your hand.
That's what she was saying.
That's not what I was saying. Why do you think they're more similar?
Because, no,
You don't.
no, I don't.
Why would somebody say they were more similar?
Because they break down and change the rock.
Yeah, in the end, they change the rock. Yeah, in the end, they both change the rock. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. There's no right or wrong answer to that. Let's go here. On this next page.
My hand's bigger than that.
I know.
I don't even know
I'm sorry. Yeah, and it's backwards. Like, why I should have had it this way. I don't know. 'Cause I wanted to see the palm of, yeah, but no, but it's still, it is, because it's like putting your hand like this.
Yeah,
It's always like that.
Yeah, but who puts their hand like this to trace it?
I do.
Yeah,
Special people.
this, right, so it's like this, your hand's upside down. Yeah, but then it's your knuckles would be showing, not the palm of your hand. Oh, boy. So I did not ever mean to get hung up on the shape of the hand, but, now that we got that under control. We're starting erosion today. But again, before we start erosion, what the heck is weathering?
I don't know.
So before we start erosion, let's remind ourselves, even though we just did it 5 seconds ago, what the heck is weathering?
Breakdown of rock.
Okay, I'm gonna keep it simple here. Breaking of rock.
Break rock.
Hey, guys, can you tell, how many times have we written the word and the definition to weathering the past 4 days?
Too many.
Place.
No, wait.
Definitely went place.
Did you write it here?
No.
Do it. Do it now. Do it. You wrote it here. We wrote it here. We kind of wrote both definitions there. And we wrote it, you should have wrote it there. We've written it a lot.
Because it's important.
It's that important. I'm literally asking you to write 4 additional words. You really, really, really need to know that weathering is the breaking of rocks. So now let's go for the official definition of erosion. We've actually talked about it a couple of times, I know. Yes, we have.
I can't like that.
What is erosion? What is erosion? If weathering breaks the rocks, what does erosion do? What?
Heels rock.
Heals them? No.
Put them
Move
back
them.
together.
At the top of page 7, where it says erosion, please add in the movement of weathered material from one place to another.
Math. I need math. Miss Rich, you're playing?
No.
You should. It's fun.
Is that what you guys were playing earlier today?
It's very
No,
stressful.
that's Rocket League.
Well, that's not super fun.
Yeah, listen, that's like
Okay, so weathering is the breaking. Erosion is when those broken pieces get moved. There are, I think we talked about this a couple days ago, what are some ways that broken pieces of rock can get moved, not including people, not including earthquakes, or people. Water can move them. What else can move them? Gravity can move them. Waves can move them.
Animals.
Yes, animals, biological activity, absolutely. Oh yeah, I think we said water. Okay, those are actually called agents of erosion. So right on the next bullet, it says agents of erosion. There are 5 agents of erosion. Not, what?
One,
So just go ahead and list them where it says agents of erosion. We have wind, running water. So that just means moving water, like a pond is not going to do, like, where it just sits there. Yeah, it's not gonna move any sediment, so it does have to move the sediments around. Jeff, if you like that, do you like that seat better? A little bit? We can work on it. We'll see if that fits out, works out better for you.
yeah,
No, you cannot.
why not?
I see better.
Mine, never mind.
I actually see better than the middle, is it? Like, I actually see better.
Okay.
Oh.
And even though we're gonna be focusing on the next couple of, probably this whole next week and into the week after that, we're gonna be focusing in on these 5 agents of erosion and how they actually pick up and carry the sediment from one place to another, and what the earth's gonna look like after those agents of erosion have gone through and they've done their job. But before we can really continue to talk about erosion, because you can't just continue, what happens if these agents of erosion can't carry sediments forever? What will they eventually have to do with whatever they're carrying? They're gonna have to have deposition, is that what you said? No? Oh, okay, that's why I started to question myself. So after a while, they're gonna get tired of carrying these sediments around, and they're going to have to drop them off, and that's called deposition. Deposition is the process by which sediments are released or dropped off by an agent of erosion. Guys, my kid's school is calling, so just give me 1 minute. I will be right back with you. Hello. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing pretty bad. No, I'm good, thanks though. You want a kid? Yeah. Not you. Not you. Yeah, fuck it.
You wanna kiss my boy away?
Why not?
Does Mr. Good have to leave? Mr. D. Mr. Skip.
Okay, that was a nice quick one. Let's keep
Is
going.
your daughter in cover?
No, but she's working hard on being a narc, so.
Oh, snitch.
You are. Oh,
Well, we were going right into definition, I was looking at the card and I was.
Everything you said was recorded, so.
Wasn't anything.
All right,
Just
so
that,
going back, sorry for
Just
the
like-
interruption. So weathering breaks the rocks apart. Erosion moves them around, and when we get to deposition, that's when they get dropped off. And I did say when the agent of erosion gets tired, but there's a little bit more to it than that. But for the next couple of weeks, we're gonna be focusing in on these agents of erosion and what they do to the earth. Now, back to that hand, even though I know that hand was a little distracting at the beginning.
Oh,
It's goofy. I got nothing else. It is a little goofy. But one thing is you have to remember these 5 agents of erosion. You need to be able to think of them off the top of your head. And that hand actually comes in handy. Sorry, I can't help myself. Get it? Hand comes in handy. Hi. I thought it was hilarious. Anyway, that hand is helpful for remembering the agents of erosion, not only because there's 5 of them, but check this out. What letter is this?
E.
This is an E.
Letter.
Well, it's like- yeah, what
a
letter?
dub.
W.
Looks like a W to me. Now Carter, answer this. How many fingers am I holding up?
Or W, I don't have the color.
Are you nuts?
I can't see the third one.
It's like this.
Where is it for you then? You can't see it. So, okay, so everybody but Carter saw 3 fingers, right? That's convenient because the letter W,
Actually, no, W before the other.
So we're W.
you're denying that this looks like a W?
Yes.
They're W, sorry.
Yes, I understand there's other
Weathering.
ways of making W, but this to me looks like a W. Why I'm saying this is because, hey, check it out.
Weathering.
No, it's not W for weathering, because we're talking about erosion. There are 3
Yeah.
agents of erosion that start with the letter W. Let's go back to those W fingers. We have waves.
They all look like a W, if you ask me. Mine 3 fingers.
You're right. I just had to pick these 3. Waves, running water, and wind are the 3 W agents. I did get rid of the running part of water.
Makes one.
And then just to top it off, anybody know the sign language fingers for G? Believe it or not, it's these 2. These 2, and go like this, I believe, makes the letter G in sign language. You agree with me? Okay, shoot, I'm not just making this stuff up. So this to me is not this is not sign language for W, but it does look like a W. And then coincidentally, this is a G in sign language. So these 2 are the gravity
Looks more like a.
and the glaciers.
Gravitational pull.
And I should have added, we should put in here 5 agents of erosion. So yeah, I agree with you. It's a little goofy. But if it helps just one person remember all 5 agents of erosion, then I guess I succeeded.
Smith, I have a question.
Oh, great.
When you said the hand comes in handy, can you tell that goes to every class?
No, I just came right off the top of my head today.
You guys are mean.
All right. No, I'm just that quick-witted today.
Ow.
How?
Remote.
All right, one last thing on this page. So even though these agents of erosion each do their own job eroding rock, one of them is the driving force of all of the rest. Without this, the driving force of all agents of erosion, it makes the rivers flow, it makes glaciers slide, and it makes sand fall from the wind. Gravity.
Gravitational pull.
The gravitational pull of Earth. Oops, better spell it right.
Gravity.
Gravity is the driving force of all agents of erosion. If we didn't have gravity, we got nothing else. Rivers, they flow downhill because of gravity. So like I've been saying, I think I've said it like 8 times now, we're gonna be focusing in on each one of these agents of erosion for the next few days. I decided to pick the most, we're gonna start with gravity, since it's the driving agent of all, or the driving force of all the agents of erosion. What?
Why is that line extended to the top? of the order?
Because again, I'm not perfect, Carter. But here, now it does.
We haven't studied all that.
I will tell you, we are not going to take the whole rest of the class to do this section, but we won't have enough time to do the next one.
Thank
Reason
God.
I'm telling is if we can keep going, we're gonna end a little early. Now, you'll see here I have a box. First of all, you see that I turned the paper. And then I have a box for sketch and a box for big ideas. I've said this before. I don't draw pictures just for the sake of drawing pictures. The only time I ever make you draw a picture is if I truly think that picture is part of the lesson. And actually for gravity, we're not going to draw a picture for gravity, I don't think, unless you want to. But we'll draw pictures of what the land looks like afterwards.
Okay.
But for gravity, there's not a great picture to draw unless we think of one. But for wind and glaciers, there are some pictures we need to draw because they go with wind and glaciers. Like you have to know those images. But for gravity, I'm not thinking we have too much of a picture. If we think of one along the way, we will. I'm doing notes completely different today than we do ever. So here's how we're gonna do notes for right now. You're gonna put your pen down. Okay, we're not taking notes yet. So basically what we're going to do is we're gonna go on a little side, like a slideshow field trip type thing. So Carter wanted to go outside. We can't go outside, it's cold. I'm not listening, you guys whine that you're cold. We're going to go
Bunch
look.
of babies.
You're the one who said you wouldn't wanna go outside in the cold.
No, I wanted to go outside.
But anyway, we're gonna just look at some pictures and talk about how Earth or how nature got the way it is in these pictures. So I turn off all the lights so you can,
Oh,
yeah.
Get in the dark.
And like I said, we're going to, I even have some videos to show you.
A
So-
movie?
A video.
Oh, okay.
I don't want you to get overly excited. It's not like a movie.
Yeah, Johnson,
All right.
think me a late party.
All right, so we already went through this, and I was originally gonna start with Glacier, so we gotta skip ahead to Gravity.
Yeah, just, oh,
So let's start right here with this picture, and we're gonna go with this question. First of all, I'm gonna ask you a different question. Have you ever seen trees that look like this?
yes.
Okay, so some of you have. Why did the trees grow this way? So the grow, if you haven't noticed, they're curved at the bottom.
Jay,
Yeah, it looks like a J.
They're going on a hill and gravity's pulling over, so like, they originally grew up, but then gravity pulled them.
Okay, so originally, trees don't grow sideways. Trees don't grow this way. Trees grow up. And this time I truly mean up, not north. Trees grow up towards the sun. So like Sarah was saying, they originally did not look like this. Probably what happened is this was near the edge of a hill. So maybe the hill looked a little bit more, and it was over here, and the trees were growing, and they were growing here, near the edge of the hill. But then gravity took hold, and this hill the hill went back further. So now they got closer to the edge. So eventually, they were,
beautiful picture.
and aren't I good? And they started to get on this part. Now it wouldn't look like this if it would be like this. Those trunks would be sideways like they are in this picture, but then the trees correct themselves and go straight up again. Again, we're not always on a hill. Gravity has pulled them down. And you can see these on any other hill if you in the wood. If you go into the woods on a hill, I guess is what I'm trying to say, you'll see trees that look just like this. I know for sure because if I ever get a chance to look out the window on my drive home from here back to Eden on Genesee Road, the trees look like this on almost every hill we drive by. There are trees off that look just like this. Anyone who drives on Genesee Road from Pioneer back to Eden. Anyone.
Don't you live close to Lakeshore?
Oh, so Eden, why, because you want me to come watch a basketball game?
You missed it last night.
Oh, yeah, it's not in Eden. If it was in Eden, I'd consider it. Eden is close, but not close enough. I live across the street from the high school, but then I'll forget and not show up.
Okay, I'll fix that piece.
Okay, that's what, they would have, I would have gone, needed a reminder,
What?
not just the day. That's
Will you
fine.
have a cheer competition?
Yeah, and I really planned on going, and then at 7 o'clock after it was over, I'm like, darn it, meant to go.
Oh.
And I literally could have, I had nothing else going on. Anyway, that last one was, an example of creep. Let's analyze the word creep. Somebody's creeping around, what are they doing?
Stalking you.
Stalking. Okay, by stalking, what do you mean? They're quiet, they're sneaking around. It's not like they just jump out and say boo. They are trying not to be noticed. And that's what creep is. Well, in fact, let me show you another picture of creep. So here's another picture of creep.
Is it me?
No, it's not. Can you, anybody, especially those of you up close, can you see what this is a picture of?
Bench.
The fence post, so here's the post, here's like some barbed wire. Do you think the farmer built it like that?
No.
No, so this is again, more than likely, probably a fence on the edge of a cliff, so that the cows move, so the cows didn't fall off the edge of the cliff and break their legs. Farmers don't build fences sideways, that doesn't really help contain things. Now, do you think just one day the farmer woke up and it went from being my cool fence to this, leaning fence? And it wasn't an overnight thing. It slowly pulled, gravity pulled these fence posts downhill till we get to this situation instead of this cool one. My grandma's house had a very similar situation right up the road from her, except instead of fences and cows, it was a cemetery. Cemetery. Okay, yeah,
That
so
happens to a
you,
lot of them. I feel
It-
like.
yes, it does, because this was in a very, very old cemetery that, no new graves are being put in. And when I was a little kid, they had, some company come and take care of everything that was falling down the hill and move it to a different spot in the same cemetery, but a little creepy, because I would, did it creepy? Bam, go. Darn it.
Oh, you hate to be
Um,
your daughter.
You love it. Here's another example.
That's Steve, not creepy.
What?
It sounds like a slam.
Yeah, yeah,
How's that creep?
because it's still creep. What did we say creep is?
Um,
The slow slipping or sneaking down the hill. So again, this is, does anybody recognize what this might be?
Underneath the bridge.
Yeah, it's like underneath a bridge or an overpass or whatever you want to call it. These are like drain piles. Here's the bridge. Again, whoever put these here did not put them this way, but gravity is pulling these blocks down the hill and messing up the whole situation there. Here's some more of those trees. Really like those trees. I don't want to talk about that one right now.
Oh,
Now let's talk about debris flow. First of all, do you know what the word debris is? What? I don't know what that is. Not that cool.
You should listen to
Do
it.
you guys know what debris is?
Yeah.
like pollution.
Yeah, it's like all the junk. Like right now that my kitchen's getting remodeled, all the junk they're taking off the walls, that's debris from my kitchen. In these examples, it will be the dirt and the mud and the rocks, everything that's on the hill. Debris flow. How is that different than the creep we just talked about, you think?
It's in water.
It's probably going upward.
No, it's not going
It's
upward.
like-
Gravity doesn't take anything.
It's like this.
Okay, so flowing, you hear, like, you think of water flows. Is that flow like creep? No, so now we're talking about a faster. This one might be overnight, and relating it to water is correct, except for it doesn't always have to be water. Sometimes there can be debris flows that are just fast and they're just full of mud and junk. Here's an example of what could happen after a debris flow. So you can see we got a whole house here. And there's all sorts of stuff piled up around this house that came off of these mountains. Here's another picture. This one's not water. This is this is a lahar, which is ashes from a volcano and mud from a volcano mixing with water and making it this hot mess here.
Quicksand.
Like, yeah, it's like mud, but it's not quite, and, well, that would be bad. You can see it flowed down this road. Here's again an aftermath of a debris flow. That's not water, that's mud, and that's a house, was a house.
Haha.
Debris fall, how do you think that's different? Because it just falls, like, boom, done. So it doesn't flow like water, it just falls like a rock. I don't like that one. I don't like that one. Okay, here's what the aftermath of that would look like. Got rocks piled up on the bottom of the hill. Let's just go to the, oh wait, here's a good one. This is a debris fall.
Fortunately, we're in school.
Huh? Well, the avalanche is specifically snow, this would be a rock fall. I love this, do you see how big that mountain is? Do you see those rocks, do you see the tiny little town? I don't know, it's just a goofy picture. Let's go, oh, here's another one. Rocks, road,
Was there a car under that?
could be,
Nope, so give me them.
let's go to the video,
Not funny, King, why is it?
I think the video does a better job.
Are we not doing anything on this?
No, we are,
Oh, we only got.
oh, shoot, well, we might not,
I shouldn't put it there.
no, don't. Sorry, I lost my link.
Yeah, take as many minutes as you want.
As many as you want, Ms. Richardson.
I can,
Ms. Rich, do you have a link?
got lots of links, what are you talking about?
What's he talking about, say?
Is there what you talking about?
Is there something funny up there?
Yes, I'm funny.
No.
Funny up there, Sarah?
Hmm. Let's do this. Oh, I forgot. This is impressive. 96, keep in mind, this is before iPhone. We did not carry around cameras in our back pockets like you guys do.
Oh, it's gonna catch you.
Well, I think about little animation. What I want to pay attention to is what's coming down this hill. Train everything. That is exactly the answer I wanted. We've got trees, sand, dirt, rocks, mud. Everything that was on the hill has now come down that hill. I like to watch the man. So again, everything on this hill is coming down. We've got big rocks, little rocks, dirt. So that's mud again, that's not water. Carter, I'm gonna need you. It's rude.
8,000 people every week around the world. They can crash down without warning and travel for several miles.
Just said you don't.
Don't.
Some don't feel like
Yeah, while you're going down the hill.
usually follow other natural disasters. like
Yeah, look, all of the different sizes.
wildfires, and floods. Steep slopes are obvious places for landslides, as are areas that have been hit by landslides before. But they also frequently, where people have radically altered the landscape. Hills, stripped of vegetation, slopes modified through roads and buildings. And as our cities and towns expand further, landslides become more frequent and more destructive. In 1998, disaster struck the Southern California suburb of Laguna Niguel. Few realized that the man-made hill beneath them would fail. The ground, eroded by heavy rain, began to give way, and the houses came crashing down.
So is it,
7 was seriously damaged, and 5 of them.
I wouldn't want to live on the very top of the hill. If you heard about the Andes, so it wasn't up to be good.
The residents of the
Yeah.
Built it.
All right, so I guess maybe we'll have to pick up again here on Monday. Enjoy your weekend, no homework.